Warning, this video may contain content that may not be suitable for children or anyone else that is easily offended. Strong language, graphic content, nudity, bad jokes, and a possible idiot, aka myself, may be featured in the following clip. Viewer discretion is advised. And is not responsible for any damages that you receive watching this video.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Zems, and welcome to another video. This video is called True Legends Giant History. This video is by Ali Warder. So if you guys haven't already, she's super in the description box. Click the link and watch the video in entirety, because I'm gonna be pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing. This video was recommended to me by Bojangles, man. He said, "Hey Zems, this video comes from the guy not only that witnessed the giant, but he transported the giant as well." So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about that big giant on Mr. Ballin's video. If you guys haven't seen it, man, make sure you go stop that out. I should have it on my Mr. Ballin's playlist. Go check it out, man. I was talking about when the special forces encountered the giant, they killed the giant, and the giant killed one of them. And this is the dude that was transporting the giant. I think the video is probably like 5 or 6 minutes. It's not that long, but I'll kind of see his account if it's the same kind of description that the other soldiers had explained down in Mr. Ballin's video. But again, Lori did win the challenge. She did end up messaging me back on Twitter, and then ended up giving her $70 eShop card. They didn't have any $60 ones, and I wasn't gonna go down. I went up, so she got 70. She got an extra 10. So hopefully she enjoys that. And stay tuned for the next giveaway. I may not have much now, but you know, maybe later on when we do better as a channel, or I'll do better in life, I can give out bigger prizes and whatnot. But for now, let's get it.
Back in 2005, I was actually stationed or deployed to Qatar. It was a completely normal mission for us. We were not alerted for anything abnormal.
You see why he got his face covered, right? Only people that cover their face are the ones that fear they'll get killed for what they're saying, or they gotta protect their identity for their family's sake or for their sake. If they find out who you are. But then again, how safe are you if they can just go back and look at the records of the people that flew the airplane? You get what I'm saying? But let's find out.
In the middle of the day, I remember coming into a base in Afghanistan called Bagram. Back in those days, it was pretty austere. It was an old Russian air base that we were using. It's basically built in a bowl in the mountains where you have to stay high right up in the last minute, and then you basically come screaming back down to land. The area to the side of it was called the Valley of Death because during the Soviet days with the Mujahideen, they had fired their rockets into a lot of the helicopters, so you could see all kinds of wrecks and stuff in the valley below, which for the most part I didn't pay attention to because I was a little busy getting the airplane on the ground safely. We landed and basically was told to taxi to the very end of the tarmac. And like I said, it was middle of the day, very hot. I remember that. We opened the doors and unloaded the equipment that we had brought in. And then we were met at the aircraft by what we later on called the babysitters, but they kind of introduced themselves and said, "Hey, no cameras, nobody's taking pictures here. We're moving some high-value stuff."
He's not talking about cocaine, boy. He talking about giants, not the Jolly Green Giant, bruh. He's not Clifford, bruh. He's talking about a real giant that took out one of my boys. But I didn't know him, but you know what I'm saying? He served too. So one of my boys, it's crazy to think about. Just imagine someone was like, "Hey, bro, we got attacked by a giant." You'd be like, "Giant? Really?" Yeah, what comedian said that? But no, but seriously though, that's just like saying, "Hey, you know, I was going down the mountains the other day and I seen the devil clapping some ass in a cave." They're like, "The devil clapping ass in the cave?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm serious. He was throwing the thing back. It was getting hot in there. I had to leave. I didn't have any sunscreen on. I was about to get second degree sunburn up in this bit. It was gonna go down, bro." Like, who would actually believe you of something like that? Like, no one will believe something like that these days. But if more than one person is saying it, just like people was like, "Oh, UFOs are not real. UFOs, you're scared. You're gonna cause mass hysteria, blah, blah, blah." Now the government's saying, yes, UFOs exist. So it's just like, how many other creatures do exist, and they try to shove it under the carpet, you know what I'm saying? I want to see a giant. I want to know if something like that still exists. The world is so big, like, I think many things are capable of hiding, but who knows?
When the load got there, we're very, of course, curious to see what it was, because that's just the way you are when you're told that you're not allowed to have a camera.
Nice.
They say this thing had been dead for maybe a day or two, but it stunk. And when I say stunk, I've smelled dead things before, but this had more of a, I want to say a musky stink, kind of a, not really a decay, but more of a,
like
if somebody hadn't taken a shower in like
yeah, I'm about to say that.
Type of a musty,
like sweaty,
musky stink.
Sweaty,
is all I can tell you.
Sweaty ball man sack.
And it was basically a dead guy, and this guy was extremely large. And when I say large, our pallets are basically if I remember correctly, about 9 by 12 feet or so. This guy was laying in a fetal position on the pallet. He filled the pallet. We estimated his size at approximately 12 to 10 feet tall. I did see his skin color. I was expecting somebody of more Arabic descent, being in Afghanistan and all. I know he was dead, but he was very pale, very white. Another thing that us and the rest of the crew did was we took our feet. He was in a fetal position, so you could take your feet and put it kind of, you could see where his feet were there, and they were wrapped up. He did not have shoes on, but he had like, looked like he was wrapping them in some kind of a canvas type stuff, but we were sticking our feet up next to his feet, and his feet were extremely big.
Big ass feet, bro. He's the person that go inside Foot Locker and try on the boxes, bro. He wearing Subway sandwiches for shoes, bro. Ain't no way he's fitting into a regular shoe. Feet bigger than Shaq, bro. Big ass feet. Oh my goodness. He had to wrap it in something because them hounds was just putting in too much work for him.
We know that the standard weight on one of those pallets is about 1,500 pounds, and I do remember that the Loadmaster did the weights, and it was around 1,100 pound guy. The pallet sits on dunnage. You know what dunnage is?
No.
It's basically like railroad ties so that you can get a forklift underneath it and pick it up.
They just gave away this man's identity, bruh. Look at him. Now you know what skin color he is. Now they can go back and check the record. Like, okay, what white guy was out there flying the helicopter on this day?
So it was on dunnage, and basic dunnage is like maybe a 4x4. And then the pallet is, say, yay thick. It's actually aluminum and balsa wood. And this guy, I mean, laying down was very, very wide. I mean, and he was, like I said, he's in a fetal position, and you go up and you hit it, and of course he's under a tarp and all that, I understand that, but he was a dense guy.
Muscles.
We questioned the babysitters of, hey, where'd you get this guy? And some of the Army guys that were with him relayed to us that this guy had, I guess, been living up in the mountains next to a village where the villagers basically treated him like a god. I did infer that they were making sacrifices to this guy because they said they found bones of people. The giant supposedly, like I said, I was not there, supposedly killed the first team that they came across. He was extremely big and fast and agile for a guy that size. They sent up another team, and when the second team went in there to get him, supposedly he had already started to basically eat on the team that had been killed the first time. They then grabbed a helicopter, and the helicopter brought him down where we picked him up. After we loaded the Giant, it was just a standard mission back. We took him all the way back to Al Udeid in Qatar, where he was transloaded onto another airplane. I believe it was a C-17.
Bro, I couldn't do it. I was just sitting there imagining just trying to fight this thing, bro.
I was done with my mission then. I got away from it. I was done. I did ask some questions later of, where it might have gone. And as the grapevine goes, it was probably taken back to the United States, and
Area 51
were right, Pat. But again, I don't know.
Right, Pat. Dang. Dang, that was juicy, bruh. Thank you, Bojangles, for sharing that video, but that's all I got for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little 5 minutes. I kind of dragged it along a little bit so you guys can kind of like talk amongst yourselves and say down in the comment section like, oh, Zems, you're funny. But you guys never tell me that. No, it's kidding. You guys do tell me that sometimes. But I just want to pretty much just have fun with you guys and just tell you guys I really appreciate all the support that you guys have been giving me, and stay tuned for more videos, some more stories eventually, because I'm still figuring stuff out and, life and all that good stuff. So thank you guys so much for sticking with me. This video is by Ali Warden, so you guys have it ready to stream. Super down the description box. Click on the link, go watch the video in entirety, because I'm going to be, because I was pausing and stopping and talking through the whole thing. Yo, if you guys do your name, and welcome to the Crow's Nest. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Let me know down in the comment section, do you believe this story actually exists, or is it just a couple of people that's trying to like ride the hype and say it exists? But then again, what do they gain from saying it exists? You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Is it video camera time? Like, what are you trying to get from it? But I feel like it's real, you know what I'm saying? But let me know down in the comment section. I'd love to hear you guys' opinions, because some people be like, oh, it's real. Some people like, I think it's fake. Other people be like, I don't know. I'm kind of like in the middle. Let me know where you stand, and I'll be in the comment section talking to you guys like I always do.